So I put up the poll, which one's the illegal one? And as you can see, with 39% of the vote, they voted for red. Okay. Pink was the winner. Pink's at 37%. Now, I think pink was winning by a wide margin for a long time. And I think what was happening there is people's monitors or phones are not calibrated well. And they thought they were just looking at my normal human skin tone. And so they were jokingly voting for it to say that I'm just gross looking, which I agree with, but you fucked up. It is actually pink. I don't look like that either. All right. So I think I accidentally tipped the scale on this poll when I ran it. By the way, purple came in the lowest at 9.8% of the vote. No one seems to have a problem with purple. All right. So purple comes in the lowest, and then blue green right above that at 13.9%. Now, forever I had this purple light, and I thought, like, people seem to like the purple light, but I always hated the purple light. The purple light I didn't like. I don't like the bisexual lighting. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's half red, half blue. I did that forever. That's like so played out. Before the season began, I thought to myself, what can I do to not do bisexual lighting? What can I do to make this look exciting? And I invented something. It was brand new. I thought, what if the foreground was all red and the background was all blue? I thought that was incredible. And by the way, I tried both versions where the foreground was all blue.
And you have the complementary green. You have the little logo at the bottom and the border of the screen, which draws focus to the screen.
You would never know it, but the show has for years now always had red, blue, and green lighting in the studio to some degree. The green. So this is something people don't realize technologically. Green LED style lighting does not show up well on camera. And blue lighting, which if you know anything about LEDs, blue LEDs are almost impossible. Like they almost were never invented. It's a very difficult color to even have exist. And cameras do not pick it up well. So unless you've got it perfect, and I've had it perfect before, but to dial it in perfect takes so much. Unless you have it perfect, blue looks very strange, which is why I don't do it that way. It makes a human face look very odd, and you think I'm washed out in red, you should see blue. It's bizarre looking. So,
what's the point? What are you trying to ask me about this?
I'm getting to it. Okay, hang on.
Okay.
Hang on a fucking second. Christ Almighty, you went on and on and on about.
I'm waiting. I'm like, what is the
comic book and all this? Oh, I'm sorry. We got some pod awful stuff's happening.
No, go ahead, because I'm interested to hear what the conundrum.
I mean, I see you don't know how to color, so.
No, listen, I'm a noir guy, and I'm saying black and white.
I told Sven before the show, I said, you know what you ought to do is you ought to do a stream where you take crayons and you color your background live.
That was a good idea.
You live on stream and you
let stream where you guys get to pick what colors.
Yeah, everybody in chat gets to choose the crayons you use and stuff.
Not
maybe
a bad idea.
Flesh tone or something. So, all right. First of all, I don't know what this criticism is about the color. I've been using colored lights forever. It never started until the red. That's first. Second, I think I accidentally tipped the scales on this one because I retweeted this poll while it was still live. And I said, if the red ends up at 33%, then it was at like 27%. I'm going to die laughing. And I think a bunch of people started voting red because I said that. That was stupid of me. And the reason I said that was for years on the show, I've said that exactly 1/3 of any audience, of any show, of any stream, whatever, exactly 1/3 of them are fully autistic and literally don't understand what's going on. So this thing was like so close to proving that point for me, that this is an autism thing, and then I blew it. So Sven, as a guy, I trust your artistic eye. What am I doing wrong here? Is it them or is it me?
Now, look, I don't think you're doing anything wrong. It depends. Do you want to make your audience feel comfortable? Because isn't it the thing where like people gravitate autists gravitate towards Sonic because he's blue? Isn't that like a thing?
Probably. That sounds right. I mean, they
So
definitely.
if you want to be like their friendly guy, their
Wow.
cryptid friend, you got to be more blue.
Sort of their tulpa. Yeah. Okay. That makes a lot
Their
of sense.
tulpa.
I don't know if I
Yeah.
I don't want that. I've always thought of all this shit on the show as sort of like an arcade attract screen where you scroll past it and you go, what the fuck? I just wanted to look like
Yeah.
nothing else.
Look, here's something that I'm missing. Can I say this? Here's
Okay.
a point of not criticism, because I think I've seen you do this before, where you had a screen that had the chat scrolling on screen.
I used to have that over here. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think if you want to lean into the medium, and again, like you do really well, making the medium part of the messaging, what is unique about an internet talk show? It is the chat element. So I don't think you should exclude that.
So
from
I want
the
to
shot.
I want to be very clear, and I've never addressed this, and so it's time to address this. People have probably been wondering, why is the chat screen gone? It never worked here because half of the time I would cover it in a shot. My body would just be in front of it, and I never liked it there. The chat screen actually still exists, and it is in front of me. And one day, very soon, everyone will be able to see it again. There's an entire shot that nobody's even seen of Pod Awful before that exists.
It just makes sense to have the chat included. You'd agree with that.
I agree with you. Now, what about this?
You almost can do,
this?
I understand you have. Wait. Okay.
Now, what do you think of this? Do you think people are freaking out right now? Do you think they're screaming and throwing their turds at the screen?
Wait, let me just take this in for a second, okay? Because I'm thinking like red alert, like some kind of a.
What if we do?
Now, if you would have a constant slow cycling of colors going,
okay,
like a huge shift, but not quick. It's going to be slow.
I got you. I can't do that right this second, but so I've got it.
But it would also. Do you have a control of like the one that's on you?
I can control all of them individually. Sure, yeah.
So let's see.
Well, hang on a second.
Look, I kind of like the red background. I like the look of that.
All right, you want to see what that looks like? What do you want the main light to be?
Can I nitpick?
Yeah, nitpick.
So, of course, I like the fan, the slow turning fan. I like that. I would like it to turn a little.
I'm the only guy with this, but no one knows how to do this.
I know, but look, I want more shit. I want more Tetsuo the Iron Man. I want that wall to look like Tetsuo the Iron Man. It needs to be.
We're on the same page. Don't worry.
It shouldn't be distracting, like distracting details, but more wiring.
You're gonna get what you want. Everybody's gonna get everything they want in this. Okay, I've decided to please everyone.
You understand what I'm saying?
100%. Trust me. It's all being worked on. People, Sven, I've got a robot camera, right? You know, I have a RoboCam.
Yeah, I know you have a robot
camera. I invented having a RoboCam.
I'm trying to give you my feedback.
Well, I'm trying to tell you something here. So
I understand that whatever I say, you already thought of it. That's fine, but I just want that whole wall to be covered in wires.
Yeah, it will be.